ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टाप्रयेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातुं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 24. The song sung by Lord Shiva, verse number, I think, 32 or 34. 32, I think. Hold on. Yeah, 32. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Anukrocha Hrudayo Bhagavan Nahatan Shiva बद्धाञ्जलिं राजपुत्रान् नारायणपरो वचः। मैत्रेय उवाच इति अनुक्रोश्य हृदयो भगवान् आहतान् शिवः बद्धाञ्जलिं राजपुत्रान् नारायणपरो वचः। मैत्रेय उवाच इति अनुक्रोश हृदयो भगवान् आहतान् शिवः बद्धाञ्जलिं राजपुत्रान् नारायणपरो वचः। Maitreya उवाच. The great sage Maitreya continued to speak. Iti thus Anukrosha Hridaya, very kind hearted, Bhagavan, the Lord, Aha said, Tan unto the Prachitas, Shiva, Lord Shiva, Baddhanjalim, who were standing with folded hands, Rajaputran, the sons of the king, Narayana Para, Lord Shiva, the great devotee of Lord Narayan, Vachaha, words. Translation by Jivangesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, out of his causeless mercy, the exalted personality Lord Shiva, a great devotee of Lord Narayana, continued to speak to the king's sons who were standing with folded hands. And these are Prachitas, Prachi number his King Prachi number his sons. Purport by Prabhupada. Lord Shiva, please repeat the translation. The great sage Maitreya continued. Out of his causeless mercy, the exalted personality Lord Shiva, a great devotee of Lord Narayan, continued to speak to the king's sons who were standing with folded hands. Purport by Prabhupada. Lord Shiva voluntarily came to bless the sons of king as well as do something beneficial for them. He personally chanted the mantra so that the mantra would be more powerful, and he advised that mantra be chanted by the king's sons, Rajaputras. When the mantra is chanted by a great devotee, mantra becomes more powerful. Mantra becomes more powerful. Although the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is powerful in itself, a disciple upon initiation receives the mantra from his spiritual master or when the mantra is chanted by the spiritual master, it becomes more powerful. Lord Shiva advised the sons of the king to hear him attentively, for inattentive hearing is offensive. Very important points, because the last verse and next verse will chant also. Because the last verse of the previous verse, where it says Japtavyam. What is that? And yeah, the next verse is the actual mantra also. Yeah, yeah, previous also. Idam viviktam japtavyam pavitram mangalam param nishreyasa karam chapi sruyatam tad vadamya. Now I shall chant one mantra which is not only transcendental, pure and auspicious, but is the best prayer for anyone. So Japtavyam is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Anyone who is aspiring to attain the ultimate goal of life, nishreyasa karam. When I chant this mantra, please hear it attentively and carefully. That is Sruyatam Tadvadam. So that's why the chanting is the highly effective method in this Kali Yuga, especially that is the Yuga Dharma. Now the let's see, yeah, Lord Shiva is speaking first. So we'll chant this verse and then we'll try to understand. Sri Rudra Vacha जितं तदात्मविद्वर्य स्वस्तये स्वस्तिरस्तु मे भवता आराधसाराद्धम् सर्वस्मात्मने नमः. Beautiful verse. Here, Swasti means he is bringing the invoking the great auspiciousness. Swasti, Swasti is saying the second line. And then Srimati Radharani's name is there. See that. Aradhana. Bhavata Aradhasa Radham. So, so the worship, top worship is the main method. As per she is the topmost, the best and topmost worshipper. श्रीरुद्रवाचा जितं तदात्मवद्विद्वर्या स्वस्तये स्वस्तिरस्तु मे भवता आराधसाराद्धम् सर्वस्मात्मने नमः. Offering a spiritual obeisance, Namaha. श्रीरुद्रवाचा जितं आत्मविद्वर्या स्वस्तये स्वस्तिरस्तु मे भवता आराधसाराद्धम् सर्वस्मात्मने नमः. Sri Rudravach, Lord Shiva began to speak. Jitam, all glories stay unto you. Atma with self-realized, Varya, the best. Pracharya, because their performance figure austerities to please Lord. Swastai, unto the auspicious. Swasti, auspiciousness. Astu, let there be. That's why Swasti Rastu, Pushti Rastu. So they chant this auspicious mantras to begin with anything. Swasti mantra they call. Me, of me, Bhavata, by you, Radhasa, with all perfect, Radham, worshipable, Sarvasmai, the super soul, Atmane, unto the supreme soul, Nama, obeisances, obeisances. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. Lord Shiva addressed the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the following prayer: O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all glories unto you. You are the most exalted of all self-realized souls. Since you are always auspicious for the self-realized, I wish that you be auspicious for me. You are worshipable by virtue of all perfect instructions you give. You are the super soul. Therefore, I offer my obeisance unto you, the supreme being, unto you as the supreme living being. Please repeat it. Lord Shiva addressed the supreme personality of Godhead with the following prayer. O supreme personality of Godhead, all glory is unto you. You are the most exalted self-realized souls. Since you are always auspicious for the self-realized, I wish that you be auspicious for me. You are worshipable by virtue of all perfect instructions you give. You are the super soul. Therefore, I offer my obeisance unto you as the supreme living being. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As soon as the devotee is inspired by the Lord to offer a Lord a prayer, the devotee immediately glorifies the Lord in the beginning by saying, all glories unto you, O my Lord. The Lord is glorified because he is considered to be the chief of all self-realized souls. I will continue discussing because we will continue this verse tomorrow. But a lot of things has to be discussed on this verse. As glories of the holy name is the topmost important point here, and the offenses to be avoided also is important. We'll discuss the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's direct instructions on this point. Jagadananda Pandit describing the glories of the holy name, the offenses of the holy name, and Lord Krishna describing to Arjuna will describe that. First, we will take, if you want to actually develop taste for bhakti, one must keep Srimad Bhagavatam at the center. Srutva Anupatito Jato Anumodito Adruto. One must chant here with attention, with careful attention. As in the beginning, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking, or Sonuk and other rishis are speaking. Suta Goswami is speaking to Sonuk and other rishis that with one point attention, Tasmad Ekena Manasa, Bhagavan Satvatam Padi, Srotavyasya Kirtitavyasya, Deya Pujascha Nityada. With one point, Ekena Manasa. Bhagavan Satatampati, who is the protector of the devotees. One must Srotavya, one must hear about constantly. Kirtitavya means chant, glorify, and Deya, Deya means to be remembered, and Puja means to be worshipped, and Nityada, constantly. So that is a very important instruction. And what will be the result? As Srimad Bhagavatam ends with that verse, Nama Sankirtanamasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukkha Samana Tan Namami Harim Param. So I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. The congregational chanting of the holy names destroys all sinful reactions, and the offering obeisances unto whom relieves all the material suffering. So that's it is very important to note down this. Now we'll see what Lord Krishna has to say, what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to say on the glories of the holy name. Let's hear from Lord Krishna himself. Lord Krishna is telling now. Lord Krishna said, "O Arjuna, listen, I'll speak to you. With faith or in negligence, the Jiva chants my name. Krishna bale suna Arjuna balive tomai, Shraddhaya helaya, Jiva mama nama gaya. The name resides in my heart always. There is no vrata equal to the holy name. There is no knowledge equal to the holy name. Sei nama mama hrudi sada vartamana. Nama sama vrata nahi. Nama sama jnana. There is no meditation equal to the holy name. There is no result equal to the holy name. There is no renunciation equal to the holy name. There is no strength equal to the holy name. There is no punya equal to the holy name. There is no shelter equal to the holy name. The Vedas are not able to describe the power of the holy name. The name is the highest liberation. The name is the highest shelter. The name is the highest peace. The name is the highest position. The name is the highest bhakti. The name is the highest intelligence. The name is the highest preeti. The name is the highest remembrance. The name is the means for jiva. The name is the master of the jivas. The name is worshipful. The name is the guru and master. हरिनाम महात्मेरा कबो नाही परा ये नाम श्रवणे सद्य पुकास उद्धार. The glories of the Lord's holy name are without end. Hearing the name, the pukasa is immediately delivered. Hearing the name once, a pukasa is delivered from samsara. The person who chants Krishna's names while sleeping or in waking state develops a form like Krishna's in Kali Yuga by Krishna's arrangement. कृष्ण कृष्णेति कृष्णेति स्वपन जागृत व्रजंस्तथा ये यो जल्पति कलौ नित्यम कृष्ण रूपी भवेद्दीसा. The person who while sleeping or in waking state constantly chants the name of Krishna attains a form like Krishna's in Kali Yuga. कृष्ण बलि नित्य स्मरे संसार सागरे जलोत्थित पद्म येन नरके उद्धारे. A person who chants Krishna's name constantly and remembers him in the ocean of samsara is like a lotus in the water. By this I deliver him from hell. कृष्ण कृष्णेति कृष्णेति यो मां स्मरति नित्यसा जलम भूत्वा यथा पद्मं नरकात् Uddarami Aham. The person who remembers me constantly chanting Krishna Krishna is like a lotus rising from water. I deliver him from hell. Krishna Nama Sarva Mukhya Jivera Ashraya. Asesha Papa Hare Sadya Papa Muketi Hara. Krishna's name is the chief name and shelter of the Jiva. It destroys unlimited sins. It delivers one from the sins immediately. O conqueror of the enemy, the chief of the names is Krishna's name. It destroys unlimited sins and gives supreme liberation. The name is Chintamani. It is the spiritual Swarupa of Krishna. It is the complete, pure, and eternally liberated. The name and what it means are one in nature. So again and again, repeatedly, it has been talked about the chanting the holy name is the most sublime and the topmost and perfection. The person who knows that the name of Vishnu is the Shakti, being intelligent, prays with spiritual knowledge. Oh Vishnu, your name is spiritual and self-revealed. Knowing that name a little, not even completely, chanting impurely, we have attained the fine intelligence about you, because that name, Om, is perfect in itself. Krishnadas, an inhabitant of the place with folded hands, said, "O Lord, I have one request. Therefore, though the hearing of the glories of the name with ear, why the same result is not seen everywhere?" The Lord said, "The root of everything is faith and conviction. Without faith, no one attains the result." That's why, with careful attention, Shraddhaya, Anupadito, Dhyato, Anumodito, Adruto, with great care and attention, again and again. Lord Shiva is telling, everywhere Shastra is telling repeatedly that with great attention one must chant. And that's why here also Lord is telling. The Lord said, the Lord is called Antaryami. He gives the results according to the faith. If one does not have complete faith in the glories of the name, one will not receive the results of the name. One becomes afflicted with offenses to the name. Thinking the glories of the name are exaggeration, that person gives up faith in the result. Not receiving result, he falls to hell. The person who thinks the glories of the name of the Lord is exaggeration is most sinful of men and clearly falls to hell. A person hearing the various results of chanting my name has no faith and rather thinks that results are exaggeration. I throw him in the greatest suffering, where his limbs are afflicted with various pains and frightening samsara. I will go back to the actual the secrets of the holy name. Jagadananda Pandit is describing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. Ekada Gauranga Chanda Chandraloka Paya Samudrera Tire Bale Bhakta Vrinda Lana. One time Gauranga went to the devotees, went with the devotees to the shore of the ocean in the moonlight. Gaurachandra sat near the assembly of Lord's devotees and spoke to all the devotees. O devotees, listen to the Dharma in Kali Yuga. There is no activity other than Krishna Kirtan. Karma, Gnana, Yoga, and meditation are weak practices. They do not give attainment of spiritual wealth. Dharma, Vrata, renunciation, and sacrifice are all material. They are not beneficial for attaining the spiritual tattva. You will see in all scripture the secrets of the name. Sri Nama Rahasya Sarva Shastrera Dekive. Nama Ucharana Matra Chit Sukha Lavive. Because chitta has to be purified. It cannot be purified by karma, gnana, yoga, because that will only help to get some pious credit, but it won't help actually to purify the internal proclivities, the consciousness. Merely by uttering the name, you will attain spiritual happiness. It is said in Padma Puran, Swarga Kanda, chapter 48, in the section of the secret of the name. Saunaka said, it is said that the glories of the chanting the name are most astonishing. Just by chanting, a person will attain the supreme abode. O Sutta, now speak of the procedures in Nama Kirtan. Suta Goswami said, "Oh Saunaka, please listen. I will explain the conversation concerning attainment of liberation." Narada asked the Kumaras previously, thus I will speak to you. Once on the bank of Yamuna, Narada, with folded hands, asked Sanat Kumara, who had a peaceful mind, he had heard about various dharmas and destruction of the dharmas. Narada said, "You have spoken of destruction of dharma of man. How may that be counteracted? Please explain that, O devotee, dear to the Lord. O Swarupa, O Damodar, I'll explain some details of the meaning of that section. Please listen attentively. See, Nama Kirtan ke Uchcharan. Understand the word Uchcharan, utter, indicates Nama Kirtan, singing the name. The devotee do this by counting using beads or the fingers. Sometimes without counting, they chant the name unlimitedly. Understand for certain all these by the word Uchcharana. Japan, chanting softly is called Japa. Chanting loudly is called Kirtan. Everything is included in the Smarana and Kirtan. How does the chanting of the name becomes excellent Kirtan? There is certainly a process in Nama Kirtan. One should perform Kirtan always in all circumstances. Nama Kirtan is the eternal dharma of the Jiva. It is the main activity of the Jiva in this world and in Vaikuntha. Nama Kirtan is the means of liberation for the Jiva bound by Maya. For the liberated soul, Nama Kirtan is also an attainment itself. So either conditioned soul or liberated soul. In both cases, it is very prominent and important. All dharmas devoid of bhakti mentioned in Dharma Shastras, all types of vratas devoid of bhakti as the goal, all renunciation devoid of detachment arising from bhakti, and the material parts of the yajna unfavorable of bhakti are considered to be the parts of subha karma. When they are favorable to bhakti, they are recommended in scriptures. In Kali Yuga, they have become all material dharmas, losing favorability to bhakti. Dharma has been destroyed. For devotees, thus, in Kali Yuga, there is no dharma other than the Nama Sankirtan. The destruction of that dharma you see should be avoided with care by the power of bhakti. Sanat Kumara said, listen, O Narada, dear to Govinda, knowers of Govinda's Dharma, what you have asked is the cause of liberation from the world. It is beyond ignorance. O Narada, you know the Dharma of Govinda. You are dear to Govinda. You cut the bondage of Maya. You have asked the cause of liberation from this world. By the answer to your question, the Jiva will cross the ignorance. In Kali Yuga, Dharma and Adharma are filled with ignorance. Without the Dharma of the name, Jiva Samsara cannot be destroyed. O Brahmana, those who are devoid of all proper conduct, endowed with crooked intelligence, cheaters of the world, absorbed in slander, intoxication, fraud, pride, sinful, cruel, absorbed in wealth, and so on. And all these most fallen become pure on surrendering to the lotus feet of Govinda. Sri Govinda Pada Ravinda Sarane Elaya Tara Sarva Papa Name Nishchaya Haya Akshaya. Those who surrender to the lotus feet of Govinda certainly destroy all sins by the name. By chanting Krishna's name, crying while admitting one's fault, very quickly sins are destroyed by the power of bhakti. Very important point. Krishna Namalaye Kande Nija Dosha Bale Ati Sigra Tara Papa Yaya Bhakti Bale. That's a one must cry. This is the instruction from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Ananda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishne Bhavam Budavo Krupaya Tavapada Pankaja Sitaduri Sadrusum. I have fallen down in this dark well. Please pick me up. Please shower your causeless mercy. Krupaya. So that is a prayer. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us, and here also same thing is being talked about. One must pray sincerely to Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya. What are the results of atonement by karma and jnana? Their results are weak. They have no strength. The sins that are destroyed by chanting Krishna's names once are more than the sins that can be committed in many lifetimes. There are no sins mentioned in Smarta scriptures that cannot be destroyed by chanting Krishna's name once. Then why do Smartas perform atonements? Lacking Sukriti, their intelligence is attracted to karmas. By atonements of karma, the desires are never destroyed. By atonements of jnana, the desires are purified in the heart. This has been repeatedly told by Sukadeva Goswami in Canto 6 after the hellish planet's description. Sukadeva Goswami gave him karma, gnana, yoga. Parikshit Maharaj said, this is like taking elephant, taking bath and coming out, putting in sand. What is the use of all these things? Because again and again, repeatedly doing the same mistakes over and over. So no point of performing all these things. Same thing has been here. The root of this desires, ignorance is destroyed by bhakti. In a few days, the desires become gross. By bhakti, the ignorance, the root of desire is destroyed. So that is very important because unless the inside proclivity, the desire, unwanted desire is removed, again and again it repeatedly comes, whether it is Vishwamitra or whoever. It could be great yogi that again and again they will fall down. The person who surrenders to Govinda's feet, chants his name, and weeps profusely. Concerning this, devotees see the sweet word from the Lord's mouth in the Gita for the auspiciousness of the Gita, Jiva. Giving up all dharma, just surrender unto me alone. I will deliver you from all sins. Do not worry. If the most sinful person worships me with no other desire than to please me, I shall consider that person to be my devotee, since he has fixed himself completely in me. Therefore, give up atonements, which are angas of karma. The intelligent person worships the Lord of one's life, Krishna, the supreme merciful name of the Lord, which liberates moving and non moving beings, cuts down those who offend. Krishna's name is merciful. filling with Krishna's power. For certain, it gives liberation to moving and non-moving beings. The offender to the name commits offenses to this. He becomes a sinner and causes obstruction to the dharmas of the name. The great offender's fault is destroyed by the name. Other than the name, there is no friend in this world. Narada said, O best among Brahmanas, what are the offenses to the Lord's name that cause obstruction to men's activities and make the activities of men material? First one, offenses to the name, Nam Aprad. Ohe Guru Sanat Kumara, Krupa Kari Bolo, Nam Aprad Yaha Prakara Sakal. O Guru Sanat Kumara, mercifully describe all types of offenses to the name. The form of the name is certainly a great duty for the jiva. By the duty, sadhaka is not destroyed. Making the name material offenses produce ordinary material results. Sanat Kumara said, one who criticizes devotees commits the greatest offense because how can the name tolerate criticism of those who have spread the glories of the holy name? That is the first one. Satam Ninda Namna Paramam Aparadam Vitamate. That is the first offense. Now the second offense. He who sees the names and qualities of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu be the same injures the Lord's name. That is the second offense. Now, how will you derive? How will you become free? Becoming free of offensive chanting. Nam aprada ite mukti. I will divide up the 10 offenses. Understanding them, one can overcome the offenses. In this verse, deliberating on two offenses show proper conduct regarding the pure name. Criticizing devotee. The person who takes shelter of the name which with complete devotion is called a devotee. He crosses over samsara. This person gives up attempts at material karma and gnana. He chants the name with feelings of pure bhakti. That is the feeling is very important. Loving with love and devotion one must do. He is the only person who preaches the name. If one criticizes him, the name of Krishna does not tolerate this. The person of low intelligence who criticizes this devotee commits a serious offense to the name for certain. With care, you must avoid this offense. By the strength of the devotee association, perform your worship. The name and Krishna, designated by the name, are one tattva. Vishnu as an auspicious Swarupa is the supreme tattva. Krishna, who plays in Vraja, is the spiritual Swarupa. The Lord's name, form, qualities, pastimes are all spiritual. They are not a separate tattva from his Swarupa. The name and person designated by the name are one tattva of spiritual nature. They have no contact with the material world. One attains this pure knowledge by the strength of the bhakti. Know this for certain that this is far beyond material logic. As long as this tattva is not attained, one cannot give up material intelligence. During that time, one may chant but will not attain the name Swarupa. One attains by only Namabhas, a distortion of bhajan. Oh brother, with great care attain Swarupa Siddhi. By chanting the name purely, you will attain the understanding of the supreme abode. Swarupa Siddhi means our original form, whether we are a male or female or bird or uh, rabbit or whatever the original form and what rasa, what relationship, neutrality or master servant or parent child or gopi, friend, god, boy, whatever that is, that will be revealed. Swarupa Siddhi means. Always avoid with care Nama Bas and the Lord will mercifully give Swarupa Siddhi through the name. Krishna is the Supreme Lord and Shiva and others are his Amsas. Know for certain that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, Shiva and other Devatas are his Amsas. Know that names, qualities, and forms of the Devatas are accomplished by Krishna's Shakti. If you understand in this way concerning both Shiva and Vishnu, you will manifest knowledge of their Swarupas. All the Vedas state this. Carefully give up the offense of thinking the Lord and his name are different. By the strength of Guru's mercy, one will then worship the name. Disrespecting the Guru and criticizing the scriptures are offenses. It is an offense to think that the glories of the name are exaggerated or to give imaginary meanings to the name. One who thinks of committing sin on the strength of the name cannot be purified. These are the next offenses. Now, the disrespect to the Guru, who is the pilot, because he's called Karnadara Ivarnavam. He is the captain on the ship. We are in the ocean. In the ocean, we always need a captain. So, who can row the boat? However great swimmer we may be in the ocean, so without a proper captain who can take us to the other end very quickly. So the person who mercifully shows the Lord and introduces me to the holy name is my pilot, a worshipable guru. If one disrespects him, it is an offense to the holy name. A person of low intelligence disrespects the guru of the holy name who lacks good birth, lacks scholarship, and lacks mantras. disrespecting the Shruti and scriptures. If one disrespect those scriptures which show that the name is the spiritual and revealed to the world supreme glories of the name, instead praises karma, it is called criticism of scripture according to all the scriptures. The name is eternal treasure, deep and fully spiritual. To speculate about it is a serious offense. This is the next one. Thinking of committing sin on the strength of the chanting. This is another offense. The person who thinks in his heart of committing sin on the strength of the name becomes continually worthless. Thinking that glories of the name are exact. This is the next. This is another offense. The praises of the results on the path of karma are for developing attraction to the path. The results of the name on the path of bhakti are eternal over all of time. The glories of the spiritual name are without limit. Those who give it a limit are unintelligent. With care, one should avoid these five offenses. Then one will attain the mercy of the Nama in sadhana. Thinking that the chanting the name is no greater than following dharma, practicing vrata, renunciation, performing sacrifices, acts is madness. Teaching to the faithless material who does not hear is an offense to the auspicious name. The next offense is all auspicious karmas are material. All the dharmas composed of varnashramas such as darsha, purnamas, etc. mentioned in dharma shastras are vatas filled with ignorance. They are means for attaining the end. If that end is not attained, they are simply material. The name is means and end. But the name is purely spiritual process. In sadhana, it is a means, and in perfection, it is the excellent goal. Name cannot be equated with karma and gnana. If one equates with name with karma and gnana, he commits a most serious offense to the holy name. Teaching the name to the faithless. This is the next offense. One commits offense in teaching the name to a person who has not developed faith, a person having no good fortune. So, brother, if one carefully avoid these two offenses by the mercy of Guru, one attains the treasure of the name. That means you can give prasad, you can tell them to chant, but not go detail what the glories are. The hearing from scriptures all the glories of the name, a person may somehow not develop attraction to the name. He develops concepts of I and mine, relate to this body and become absorbed in material gain and worship and fame. He is not inclined to associate with devotees and attains happiness from material objects, gives up discrimination and detachment. Whoever commits these offenses to the name does not attain taste for the holy name uh, of Krishna. These are the 10 offenses to the holy name. They obstruct the dharma of the name and destroy auspiciousness. A person who commits all the offenses is freed by commits all offenses is freed by taking shelter of the Lord. If a person personified evil commits offenses to the Lord by taking shelter of the name, he is delivered by the name. By offending the name, even a person who is friendly to all beings falls to hell. That is from Padma Purana. Whatever sin, suffering, or offenses Jiva has are immediately destroyed by taking shelter of the Lord. The person who gives up the samsara of Kali Yuga and joins the samsara of Krishna without cheating has no offense. Just by Diksha, all sins from my previous births are destroyed. Uh, Whoever offers himself sincerely to the Lord and all has all his sins destroyed by Krishna. He does not need to perform atonement. It is stated in all scriptures that just by Diksha one destroys sins. That is what the initiation Diksha means. The person who sincerely takes shelter of the Lord, that means not just formality, they must follow the Guru's instruction. That is what the real Diksha means. The person who sincerely takes shelter of the Lord destroys all offenses immediately. He no longer has a taste for suffering due to sins. Sins go far away and conquers the Maya. Offenses in serving the deity. The devotee may sometimes commit offenses to the deity. These offenses obstruct the actions of bhakti. One should take shelter of Krishna's name while associating with the devotees. By taking shelter of the holy name, the offenses to the deity are destroyed. When the name shows mercy, the jiva attains all purification. He approaches Krishna and becomes the shelter of the pure service. But if he commits offense to the holy name, he will nevertheless fall. That is certain. The name is the friend of all jivas. Offending the name cannot be destroyed by any method. One on committing offense, there is a great danger. With all effort avoiding the offense to the holy name, the jiva attains all perfection and attains the Lord. O Narada, thus what should be given up with care concerning the delightful name of the Lord, which is respected by the sages, was explained to me mercifully by Lord Shiva. Those who understanding this do not give up 10 offense immediately, like children angry at their mother, thus not eating, will simply suffer. Was said previously on Shivaloka, in the presence of Lord Shiva, I asked about the offenses to the holy name. Among all the many sages, Lord Shiva was merciful. On Kailash, he gave pure instructions. The name of the Lord brings happiness to all jivas. Offenses to the name brings all auspiciousness. Whoever in his mind desires auspiciousness should carefully avoid the offenses to the holy name. From devotees and Guru with great humility, one should learn the tattva of 10 offenses. Knowing the offenses, one should carefully give them up. Then quickly, by the name of the Lord, Prema will manifest. Nama pai aparada varjana na kare, sahasa tahare dasa aparada dare. It is foolish to chant the name while not giving up the offenses. A child angry at his mother does not eat his food. Without good breath, he will always suffer. In this manner, if one does not avoid the offense, the fool, though chanting, destroys his own auspiciousness. Or Narada, the person who is free of offenses, chants the name properly, will certainly attain everything by the name. There is no doubt about this. O Narada, please perform japa of the name without offense. There is no need of any other path than the name. By the name, one will attain perfections and wealth of austerities. Oh dear Sanat Kumara, will the offenses mentioned not affect us, who are devoid of discrimination detachment, who are dedicated to pleasing the body and aggressive? O Sanat Kumara, you are perfect servant of the Lord. Easily you have revealed the secret of the name, the sadhaka's method of avoiding the offense to the holy name. As sadhakas, we are most fearful. How can we take care to give up the offenses? We are rash friends of material enjoyment. We perform all karmas and become bound up by the ropes of Maya. Devoid of discrimination and fond of our bodies, we are always dedicated to material objects. How can the sadhaka not be conquered by 10 offenses? Please reveal that. Narada is asking question on behalf of us. Sanat Kumara said, if one out of very important points now, pay attention. If one out of inattention somehow commits offenses to the holy name, we should completely surrender to the name. That means we have to pray to the Nama Prabhu. Holy name is also personality. Nama, while chanting constantly, the name chanted constantly, producing all goals, will destroy faults of persons engaged in offenses to the name. The moment a person surrenders to the holy name, the offenses to the name is destroyed. If offense arises out of inattention, it creates an obstacle to bhakti. If an offense arises out of inattention, one should constantly chant the holy name. Surrendering fully to the holy name, quickly the offense will disappear by the strength of the constant name. Offenses to the name will be destroyed by the name. No other method is effective in destroying the offense. I will explain the basic tattva concerning this to you, O Narada. Understand what Vedas say. O Brahman, it is true that even one name which is chanted, remembered, or heard with distinct, indistinct syllables, devoid of intervening words, delivers a person. That's why carefully one should chant, clearly pronounce each and every syllable of the mantra and hear it attentively, not try to finish it rounds in time or something. So paying attention to the each and every mantra is very important. But if the name is given to offenders among the heretics who are greedy for the body, pleasure, wealth, and follow, it does not give its results quickly. Whoever chants one name of Krishna, whoever remembers one name of the Lord, whoever hears the Lord's name, which is without separation, is delivered. Uh, but the word Vyavahita has two meanings: space between the syllables of the name, obstructive covering of the name. So that's why each and every syllable has to be properly chanted, not swallowing the words or syllables while chanting. All these are important. By covering of ignorance, the name appears to be material. Considering the name and Krishna designated by the name to be name, by the name to be one destroys ignorance. Without such covering, the pure name arises. There is no fault concerning distinct or indistinct syllables. Krishna imparts all his Shaktis to the spiritual name. Considerations of good or bad time, pure or impure, does not exist in the holy name. Chant the pure name in all conditions, at all times. All auspiciousness will arise and inauspiciousness will be destroyed. Give up the impure association and chant the name. In this way, as long as a person has impure association while chanting the astonishing name, auspicious results will not appear. So we have to be careful. With unwanted association. By association with faithless persons who are greedy for followers, wealth, bodies, Vyavahita name manifests and Jiva falls into great illusion. Therefore, before everything, give up bad association, surrender completely and chant the holy name alone. So, as everybody, just like the persons who want to smoke or drink, they are attached to the brand. So we should give up those attachments. We have to take the brand. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is our brand. So we have to be attached to our brand and give up the association with those who have attachment to the material brands. By the mercy of the holy name, one will become free of inattention. The offense will go away and one will gain benefit. Freed of offense, chant the name of Krishna. Prema will arise. Be tranquil with the holy name. The quality of chanting of the offender is definitely cheating. One should carefully avoid this association and take shelter of the holy name. Oh Narada, I heard previously from Lord Shiva this greatest secret which removes all inauspiciousness and offenses. O Narada, persons who are inclined to offenses but who recognize Vishnu attain liberation by reciting the holy name. Sanat Kumara said, "Oh, best of heavenly sages, previously Lord Shiva was merciful to me. He told me the secret of the name, how to destroy the offenses, how to destroy all inauspiciousness. I know that if offensive people knowing the name of Vishnu recite the name, they attain liberation." O Swarupa, Ramanandra, it is necessary to make an effort to preach this section about the secret of the name. There is no other remedy for the jivas of Kali Yuga. By the secret of the holy name, they will cross samsara. The tattva that I spoke previously in Sikshastra is now again shown in the words of Vyasadeva. Everyone should make efforts to preach this secret at all times, reflecting on it. Chant the name. Namacharya Thakur Haridasera Anugatye Sri Nama Bhajan. Worship the name following the Namacharya Haridas Thakur. The crest jewel of the earth, Haridas, revealed the secret of the name. He preached and acted according to the dharma of the name. Please understand that Haridasa is the Namacharya. That is the mystery. Anyone who following Haridas chant the name will have his desire fulfilled eternally. One day, Kazi Mishra in the house of Krishnadas made a request to Gauranga. If you permit, I would like to hear the glories of Krishna's name, whose limit even Brahma and Shiva do not know. The Lord spoke. Even Krishna does not know the unlimited greatness of his name. How can insignificant jivas know about it? I will tell what I have heard in the scriptures. Hearing with faith, you will cross the material ocean. The name destroys all sins and cures all sickness. It destroys all suffering and counteracts the troubles of Kali Yuga. It delivers one from hell and destroys prarabdha karmas. By taking the name, always all offenses are destroyed. The appearance of the name fulfills all the satkarmas. The name shines like sun, more brilliant than all Vedas. The name filled with Shaktis gives all wealth. The nature of the name is to give bliss to universe. Persons who chant the name are worshipable by the universe. The name is the shelter of persons with no shelter. It delivers the fallen. Name should be chanted everywhere and at all times. It gives attainment of Vaikuntha. Uh, the one quality of the name is to destroy all sins. First, hear the essential pramana. See with faith the example of sinful Ajamila saying Narayana. He chanted the Lord's name. This person has performed atonement for the sins of 10 million births since he has spontaneously chanted the auspicious name of the Lord. Ayam mi krita nirvesho janma koti amhasam api yad vajahara viswaso nama swasti ayanam hare. Swasti, very auspicious. Uh, by chanting the Lord's name, all sins of killing a woman, killing or a brahmana, taking intoxicants, approaching Guru's wife, committing violence, friends to friends, as well as theft and other sins are all destroyed. The chanting of the holy name of Lord Vishnu is the best process of atonement for a thief, for a drunkard, for one who betrays a friend or relative, for one who kills a brahmana, for one who indulges in unwanted sinful activities, for one who kills a woman, king, father, cows, all other sinful men. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord Vishnu, such sinful persons attract the attention of the Supreme Lord. So, vratas, etc., are insignificant compared to the holy name. In one chant Krishna's name in Namabas as Sanket or Parihas or Stoba or Hela, unlimited sins go far away and becoming victorious over Yamara's servants. Um, as one is brought to Vaikuntha. Chanting the name of the Lord while indicating someone else or while joking or friendly manner, chanting the Lord's name in order to fill up space while chanting verses or chanting with neglect destroys unlimited sins and desires. If one dies inattentively chanting while falling, stumbling, breaking bones, beaten, being burned or beaten, one simply calls out the name of Narayana, Krishna, and Hari. He does not experience the pains of hell. Knowing or without knowledge, if one chants Krishna's name, all sins are burned to ashes, like the wood offered to fire. Chanting the name of the Lord with or without knowledge of its power destroys a man's sins, just as fire destroys dry grass. All prarabdha and aprarabdha sins are destroyed by chanting the holy name. Present sins, previous sins, those in the future, all destroyed. Pretty much every sinful act. That means all our fruitive desires in the heart also is destroyed by only chanting the holy name. This happens easily by chanting Krishna's name. There is no other friend in the jiva's life than the holy name. The name liberates even violent people. By chanting the holy name, all men are freed from sinful acts committed against innocent persons on earth. Millions of atonements are not equal to the holy name. Sin does not remain in one who chants the holy name. And the holy name destroys all sickness. Holy name destroys fear and punishment. One is freed of fear of great sickness or fear of of a king's punishment by chanting the Narayana's name. Mahavyadi समच्चन्नो राजा वदोपदीतः नारायणायेति संकीर्त्य निरातंको भवेन्न नरः. A person afflicted with great sickness or a person harassed by a king is freed of trouble by chanting the holy name of Narayana. Sarvaroga Sarvaklesha Upadrava Sane Aristadi Vinasa Haya Hari Ucharane. Disturbances caused by all types of sickness and all types of suffering, all misfortunes are destroyed by chanting of the name of the Lord. Chanting the Lord's name destroys all sickness, all disturbances, all misfortunes, and gives peace. So many examples, so many quotations, so many different shastras has been described. By chanting the names of Vishnu endowed with unlimited power, all the unwanted things, Yakshas, Rakshasas, Vetalas, Bhutas, Preta, Vinayakas, Dakinis, all other fierce creatures flee and all suffering is destroyed. Chanting the Lord name destroys all anarthas. It destroys hunger, it destroys thirst, stumbling, and all other dangers. If there is some doubt about this, then the power of the holy name does not manifest. The faith must be there. The name shows mercy to a person with faith, not to the faithless. Oh devotee, know for certain this is the secret. By chanting the name of Vishnu of unlimited powers, everything will be destroyed. That's why faith is very, very important in this chanting the holy name. Persons who are absorbed in the Lord's holy name in terrifying Kali Yuga are successful. Kali Yuga does not obstruct them. Those who constantly chant Hari, Kesava, Govinda, Vasudeva, who fills the universe, are not obstructed by Kali Yuga. Repeatedly, so many instructions, so much stress is being given to chant the holy name of the Lord. The result of chanting the 1,000 names of Vishnu 3 times is included in chanting the one name of Krishna. Krishna, 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 He. Ye Nama Sarva Kshanam Bhakta Sava Karahe. O devotees, chant the names Krishna, 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 Krishna at all times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In these 16 names, everything have been placed. One will attain all results and all perfection in these 16 names. Chanting once the name of Krishna gives the results of 3 times repeating the pure 1,000 names of Vishnu. Whatever results one attains with effort from going on pilgrimage are attained by constantly chanting Hare Krishna. Whatever is obtained by going to Kurukshetra, Kasi, Pushkara is attained by chanting the Lord's name every moment. What is the use of Kurukshetra, Kasi, or Pushkara for a person who has 2 syllables of Hari on the tip of his tongue? The result which are not present in millions and millions of tirthas are present in chanting the Lord's holy name. Billions of tirthas are attained by constant chanting of the holy name of Vishnu. Staying in Kurukshetra, Vishwamitra said, I have heard the names of many tirthas on earth. No tirtha is equal to millionth part of chanting the Lord's name. This statement is the most valuable. The many types of famous tirthas are not equal to millionth part of chanting the Lord's name. Let the person desiring liberation chant the name of Govinda. Know for certain that the holy name is greater than all the satkarmas. If one has faith in this fact, one has accomplished all dharma. Mm, so this is the best charity, this is the best austerity, this is the best penance, this is the best holy yatra. So everything comes by simply chanting the holy name. All the results are obtained. In this way, we can understand it's endless. So I can't even finish how much the glories are there. कलिकाले महाभगवता बलि तारे कीर्तन यही हरि बजे यही भाव samsara. In Kali Yuga, those who worship the Lord by chanting His name in the ocean of samsara are known as the greatest devotees. Mahabhagavata nityam kalo kurvanti kirtanam. The great devotees chant the name of the Lord constantly in Kali Yuga. Shiva, Brahma, and Ananta cannot fully describe the amazing results obtained by chanting once the spiritual name of the Lord. So that's why we should. Thousand-headed Sesha and Brahma chant once the spiritual name of the Lord and cannot describe the result. The glories of the chanting of the name are most astonishing. Just by chanting the name, a human attains the supreme abode. With that, we'll stop here. So, 701. So, this is the glories of the holy name, detailedly described by the Jagadananda Pandit, describing the conversation between Narada and Sanat Kumara, describing the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Ramanand Roy and others in Kasi Mishra's house in Jagannath Puri. So it's very prominent. So please take up the chanting of the holy name as Lord Shiva himself is mentioning in this verse we read today to Prachitas, instructing on this point with careful attention. One must chant and avoid the offenses by praying sincerely and chanting it. गंगा श्रीमद भागवतम की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय.